So I'm a day late, and I'm wearing kind of the remnants of the business outfit I wore to this job interview today. It was at a temp agency, so I didn't have to dress up. But I went like full on fancy black pants, black socks. I had my black jacket on. I like to dress up, actually, I do. But I despise ties personally. Not a fan. Not a fan. But, temp agency set me up with a job that I'm looking forward to. So, I've got more employment for this summer. Great. I'm excited. That'll be good. More money to spend on comic books. As we go into issue number 7. But as always, this is issue 5 of Scribblenauts Unmasked. If I can buy another one of these next week, I will be really, really shocked, because I now have all 5 issues of Crisis of Imagination in print. And I don't think issue 6 is going to be out next week. I think issue 5 just came out this week, so this has been very convenient the way I've been buying them, and I think my luck and convenience on that is just going to run out. I'm just looking for my position here because I'm always against the same wall, but you always see me at different angles depending on where I'm sitting on the love seat. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not giving you too much wall. I'm giving you a little more than usual, actually. Why don't we adjust the camera just a little bit? A little more of me. Because I'm what you come for, right? Or do you just come so you can identify all the weird crap on my wall? You can easily see my Get Smart poster now. That was, that's the play, Get Smart, based on the old TV show. Which is, like, really kind of obscure. But we did it at my high school, and so that was cool. I've got a couple of my old theater posters in here. That one up there, Mime and Improv Show, its proper title is Laughing Matters. That too was done at my high school, and that was fantastic. So, having talked about that, Batman Eternal issue 7, also known as Greatest Cover Ever. Penguin swimming away from a destroyed iceberg lounge with this just horrified look on his face. His cigar just barely poking up out of the water so he can keep smoking it. That's glorious. This is seriously one of the funniest non-comedic covers I've seen in a while. I like it a lot. I am totally fine with this cover. Oh, boy. And you know what else? This was a pretty good issue, too. I mean, I will have much less to complain about this week than I did last week. I did learn that the purpose of issues 4 through 7 were to set up all of the plot threads that are going to be going on for the next while. So now we're going to start getting into more individual arcs, but at the same time, this did build on some story threads that we've already had, which I said last week I really, really wanted, so I was just fine with that. So, this week, just looking over it, giving myself a quick refresher, the big things that happened were there was that explosion caused by last week I said it was Dr. Phosphorus, but looking into it, no, it's Blackfire. Blackfire did that, and that's, I wish they hadn't picked Dr. Phosphorus to be the person he's associated with then, because Phosphorus does take on a creepy skeleton-looking vibe, and if that's what Blackfire's gonna look like anyway, well, that's just confusing. But, alright, so Blackfire was involved, he caused that explosion at the Batmobile. Batman saved a guy who was there, that's all well and good. And then he breaks up this thing going on by Professor Pig. And Professor Pig is trying to take him down on orders that he doesn't really know are from Carmine Falcone. Falcone's got his own plan going on where he's hoping to slowly kill all of the masked people in Gotham. He has an associate named Rhodes who is a speedster. I don't know anything about him off the top of my head, but he was there. So, and then at the Iceberg Lounge, the Penguin is kind of, you know, he's got his subjects, he's killing people when necessary, killing people who are cheating at his casino and all that. And he gets attacked from under the water because the Iceberg Lounge is positioned on the Gotham Bay. So he gets bombed from underneath, and Catwoman's in there at the same time because Catwoman's trying to figure out what his association with the Gotham Underground is. He has nothing to do with it, of course, because that's the nanobite situation with, whoever trained Bruce Wayne in this universe, who is not Henry Dunkard, who looks like Sam Elliott. I got it right this time. Sam Elliott meets Hannibal Chow from Pacific Rim. So Catwoman's in there trying to figure out what his connection to the Gotham Poor is. Big explosion in the Iceberg Lounge. Batman is still dealing with Professor Pig and all this. So Falcone makes his first big strike, destroys the Iceberg Lounge. It's just devastated. Possibly why I also like this cover so much. It's reminiscent of a very good scene in the comic. And now Penguin's kind of at the end of his rope. Catwoman helped save a bunch of people, so she's leaning more on the good side than the bad one, although issue 28 shows she's going to be the kingpin of crime in Gotham, so we'll see where that goes. I get the feeling she's going to seize Falcone's empire at some point. Because, the old universe always implied she was Falcone's daughter. So in the new one, she probably still is, so she could, if she can prove she's Carmine Falcone's daughter and he dies, well, that would put her in charge of the Gotham Mafia. Possibly. I don't know a whole lot about how mafias work, but I'm predicting that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to take over Carmine's criminal empire, but we'll see. That will be that. Batman's stuff with Professor Pig. He stops Professor Pig from whatever he's got going on, and he leaves Pig for the cops to take in, but Commissioner Forbes is like, no, we need to prove to this city we're not working with masks anymore. And he basically lets Pig and his guys go. Which is, oh my lord, such a bad idea. Even by the standards of standard stupid things people who are against masks in Batman comics do, that's really, really dumb. That is so entertainingly dumb. And especially with someone like Pig, who, I said already, I don't know Professor Pig for much, but just reading what I have in Batman Eternal, he definitely feels like a character Grant Morrison created, which he is, so great. And I really kind of like him as a bad guy. I didn't really know what he did. I never have known what Pig's deal is, but he's an insane artist who just basically mind screws people. He's on just a slightly lower level from Deacon Blackfire. But even less so because, he has no purpose to it. He says himself in this that he's an artist, so that's why he does what he does. And he's an artist who kills people and basically rips out their minds. I think Wikipedia said something about your conversion process to this pseudo-cult he has involved genital mutilation. What? It's so sick and twisted, and I love it. Oh, I can officially say after this comic, I'm a Professor Pig fan. Because, good lord, there's a scene where he's in with all of his servants, and I'll quote him. I will quote this ridiculousness. Who among you would sully perfection? Who among you would attempt to turn beauty to ash? It doesn't matter. You're all sick, ill, grotesque, wallowing in your disease and cheese sauces. And he's got, he's got one of those wheels that he pulls. The pig goes, you all need to be savaged by my beauty. Oink. And then he's got all these servants in these weird-ass masks who just start oinking at his command, and it's so ridiculous. Wallowing in your illness and cheese sauces. Holy hell! I don't think I've laughed this hard at a serious comic in a while. This was funnier than One-Eyed Russian Woman back in issue 4. This was sillier than that. Oh, but it works because Pig is just so creepy. Oh man, and I think he kills Falcone's speedster at the end. He sends him a car with a pig bomb inside it and blows him to Kingdom Come. You don't screw with Professor Pig. That's what I've learned from this issue. Oh. Oh. I look forward to seeing more of him. And this might have convinced me to go back and read Morrison's run on Batman and Robin from the 2010s. Because I know Pig is in there a lot. Jeez. I didn't think I could grow to love a Batman villain so quickly. I usually need to know them a little better, but just the implication of artist illness cheese sauce. I'm so thoroughly entertained. So, week 7. Next week will be the end of month 2. And Mario Kart 8 comes out. Unrelated note, but that'll be a day 1 buy for me. Cannot wait. Oh, so my only real thing right now is I'm wondering just how all of these things are going to converge and, if they're going to start to split, if some stuff's going to get resolved earlier than others, because, let's sit here and count how many people's evil plans are going on right now. I mean, Falcone's plan, which has Forbes as a part of it, whatever Blackfire is doing, we still don't really know. Hannibal Chow meets Sam Elliott and his nanobots. Everyone came to Gotham at the same time, and I don't know if they planned it, but I feel like they couldn't have. Professor Pig and his who the hell knows what, and creepy man in the shadows who Stephanie saw, whose ultimate plan is to burn all of Gotham. I don't know who that... Still no indication of who that is. Still no indication of what those C-listers Stephanie walked in on are doing. But I'm sure that'll develop. I'm sure we'll get there. In a few weeks there'll be an issue at Hong Kong, which I just know because they've revealed a little of the stuff. And Batman will be there and team up with the Batman of China, I'm sure, from Batman Incorporated, whatever. I'm going out on a limb here. It wouldn't be foreshadowed. It's not like you can just set it up that quickly, but, when we get to the Hong Kong issue, maybe they'll drop a hint about Cassandra Cain. Because, man, Stephanie Brown... Spoiler, Robin, Batgirl, whatever. Stephanie Brown is my favorite DC character, but I miss Cassandra Cain too. Cassandra Cain is a lovely, lovely, wonderful character that anyone who is watching this show who doesn't know their Batman history too well should look into. It is tragic to me that, the Batgirls never became as established as the Robins. I mean, at least with some people you can go to them and they'll know there were multiple Robins, but most people can only identify one Batgirl. There were 4 for the record. One hasn't been in continuity since the 70s, but there have been 4. I have a Brave and the Bold comic that acknowledges there have been 4. Stephanie's the only one to be a Batgirl and a Robin, but whatever. Yeah, Cassandra Cain, I know the Batgirl post is occupied right now, but she had a second identity. She went as Black Bat later on, so maybe you come on DC, maybe you find a way to bring Black Bat back, because of the big 3, 2 of them have now made post-New 52 appearances. Wally West, I heard, was in an issue of Flash, although I heard he's black now. Huh. I have no real strong feelings about that, but I did hear about it. I do know about that. But, now maybe it's Cassie's turn sometime here soon. Or maybe while Batman's in China, we get some indication. I mean, he could bump into Lady Shiva over there. He can bump into David Kane at some point here. You know, those are Cassie's parents. He could bump into either of them, and they could drop a hint about Cassandra being out there somewhere. That would be nice. Especially since this is supposed to be the big 75-year celebratory series, which is... It's also weird to admit that I know Dick Grayson won't be around at all, but I'm sure Grayson's actions will have an impact somehow. I forget when the Grayson series is going to come out. I should look into that. Because I am interested in reading that one. So, that's Batman Eternal issue 7. I laughed a lot. This was a really fun one to cover. You know, and the serious stuff was good. The drama was good. The comedy was good. It was a good issue. I liked it a lot. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going as we get into the next real big arc, which I hear is going to be 3 comics long. So hopefully we're going to have a bit of an arc in issues 8, 9, and 10. And I look forward to sharing my thoughts about that with you guys when those roll around. Thanks for watching.